Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. If I move over this way, you see a big mess on the chair beside me. That's all my posters and everything else for the May Beer Festival. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that mess. Now, I was in Elmer, Ontario this weekend. I went to Springfield, Ontario to go to a stag and doe for my brother-in-law and his soon-to-be wife. And on our way home from Elmer, Ontario, I decided to stop off in Simcoe to get some beers from two of Simcoe's three breweries. The third one, the Blue Elephant, is closed on Sundays, so I couldn't get it. But this brewery is a brand new brewery, well, fairly new, here in Ontario. This is the new Limburg Brewing Company, and this is the new Limburg Black Sheep. Now, New Limburg Black Sheep is a milk stout. It is 4.9% alcohol by volume. It is a bottle-conditioned milk stout. They do all Belgian-esque beers, Belgian-style beers. What do we have here? We have brewed on... Oh, and they actually all... The brewers are... Well, some of the members of the brewing team have been in Europe and everything, so they even do the dating in the European way, day, month, year. So January 4th, 2016, 4/1/16. Ingredients: water, barley, lactose, sugar, hops, yeast, and vanilla extract. This brewery is an amazing little brewery. It's the first time I've ever seen this, and what I love about the craft brewing industry right now is that they really are picking up and buying whatever they can. You know, you'll notice a lot of breweries where, you know, they're leasing out industrial land, basically, and that's it. And then you'll see all these breweries that are buying up like old churches and stuff. These guys are in an old public school. It's an old school. You go in, it looks like it's the gymnasium is where they brew. What was the library is something else. The classrooms are different things. One of the tasting room and the retail store is in one of the classrooms, and it's the old asbestos cement friggin' tiles. And any of you that went to school back in the 80s and 90s should know exactly what tiles I'm talking about. The big white tiles with the gold, silver, and black speckles all in them with the big gold trim around each tile. Yeah. There was even a water fountain on the wall, and I'm walking in this place going, oh my god, this is amazing. Bottle costs about $3.90 a bottle. If you wanted to buy a glass, they were $9 each. I did not buy a glass because I only had $20 on me. So I bought one of every beer they had available, and then since the Blue Elephant was closed, I then traveled on down to Ramblin' Road in Delhi, about 6 minutes away, and picked up the one beer they had that I haven't had, and a couple packs of Picard's chips, and then I had spent my $20. But $3.90 each is what their bomber bottles come to, which, in all honesty, isn't that bad, especially when you think about the price that a lot of pints are now, and what a lot of pint bottles sell for. But under $4 for a pint of craft beer in a bottle at that, not even in a can, but in a bottle. That's a great deal. I think one of the only other breweries that even comes close to that really is probably, well, two of the breweries that come close to that is like Block 3 and Innocente. They're usually both around the $5 mark. So, black as black can be, exactly what you'd expect. Big head, mocha head, big snap crackle pop. I'm using the wrong side of the phone for you to pick it up, but look at that beer. That looks amazing. So visually, very appealing. Label, I really like the label. I like that sheep. I'm really intrigued on this beer, to be honest with you. I'm really intrigued. I'm not usually a big milk stout fan. I'm more like I don't know. I guess I'm more an Irish stout guy, but I'm really intrigued on this. super roasty out of the bottle. Out of the bottle, like I said, super roasty, a nice caramel scent. Caramelized sugars at that, like just burnt down sugar. Yeah, roast, caramelized sugars, touch of coffee. I'm not actually picking up the lactose out of the bottle, and I'm surprised at that. I usually can pick that up out of the glass. Almost the same. Pretty much just very roasty, kind of sweet, caramelly, touch of coffee, and a touch of that vanilla extract, which I'm surprised too. Vanilla extract usually just pops with sweetness. They must not have used very much. It's probably just a round out on the back to maybe cut back on the lactose sweetness. A little bit more in the bottle, so we'll pour her in. And we will drink ourselves some new Limburg Black Sheep. Cheers, boys and squirrels. Intriguing. Oh, another little intriguing tidbit about this brewery is its tasting room and bottle shop is one of the only ones I've ever seen. And I know they do it because these are all bottle conditioned beers. But it's one of the only ones I've ever seen that every one of these bottles, well, that one and Oasthouse basically, every one of their bottles is just sitting on a shelf. It's not refrigerated at all. And I know that's the way you want it because it's bottle conditioned, so the yeast is still alive. You want the yeast to still be working and all that. It's just, it's a boggling thing to me, being a guy that goes to so many North American breweries, because that is more the European way. You know, you're going to bottle condition, you're going to keep it in the warmth, it's going to sell fairly quickly, it's going to be enjoyed rather quickly. Where here in North America, almost every brewery you ever walk into, everything's refrigerated, and that's for stability, to keep it fresher longer, excuse me. So it's just an intriguing difference in culture right there, you know? Let the yeast do its thing, and we're sure we're going to sell it, versus, oh my god, we got to keep it as long as we can. It's just an interesting thing to me. Okay. 4.9% alcohol, but still a pretty hefty beer. Sorry, you see that face I'm making? I was eating chips earlier tonight. When I first got home from work, I had a couple chips while I watched an episode of Weeds, because I'm almost done Weeds on season 7, and I got some chip residue inside one of my wisdom tooth holes. It's out. Anyway, everything I'd expect. It smelled very roasty and a lot of caramel and some coffee and everything else. Taste fairly mellow. Now, I don't know if the yeast has weakened this over time or what. And lactose, the yeast can't actually break down lactose, so the lactose sweetness is usually very, very apparent in a milk stout, and I would think it would be even more apparent in a bottle conditioned milk stout. Yet I'm not really picking up much lactose in here. There is a little bit of it. It's right there near the end, mixing with the slight bitter coffee and slight earthiness, but there's not as much lactose as even many regular milk stouts. Vanilla, I'm not really tasting any at all, and it's a vanilla extract, so it should really pop. Does it bother me? No, because it might make this too sweet. The way it is right now, I think it's very well balanced. Nice roastiness up at the forefront. Roastiness fades into the lactose sweetness. The lactose sweetness fades into a little bit of a coffee and a little bit of earthiness. Very, very easy drinking beer. Very light, very hefty at the same time, though. Very well rounded. A very enjoyable little brew. That is very enjoyable. Excuse me, very, very, very enjoyable. Do I think it's one of the best stouts I've ever had? No. But do I think at $3.90 a friggin' pint that I could buy shitloads of this and love it? Yeah. Do I wish I had bought more to send out to people? Yeah, and the next time my wife goes home, maybe I'll try and get her to stop there to get me some. But New Limburg Black Sheep is a great stout. If you live in the Simcoe area and you can get out there, it's a great milk stout to go and buy. Yeah, it has vanilla extract, but like I said, I think that's just rounding off a sweetness a little bit. I'm not really tasting it, so they didn't use all that much. Lactose is there, but not really all there, so if you're not a big milk stout fan, you can still enjoy this beer. Out of 10 on this beer, I'm going to give it an 8.75. I really, really enjoy this beer. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.